Alright, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So in today's video I am going to be making a DIY button box for DCS. This is for the F-18 that I mainly fly. You can use this button box for anything though. You can make one for sim racing, you can make it for Microsoft Flight Simulator, Xplane, whatever you want. You can arrange the buttons however you want and program them to be on whatever you want. So, but I am doing it for DCS. So as you see, I drew everything out on a piece of paper. I outlined the plate of it, and then I measured all the inside of it, how wide it was, and the width and the length basically. And then I just started drilling holes, as you see, on where I wanted my button placement. This is mainly for the left panel of DCS, so it's like my landing gear, flaps, bar extender, launch extender, I mean, lights, APU, engine crank, stuff like that. So as you see right here, I'm just going ahead and just drilling the holes out just to get them started. And then here for my toggle switch, the 3 position, it's a bigger switch than the mini ones that I was using, so I just put it over this little bit right here, and then I measured how big it was, where it went down to, and then I just drilled that into the plate, and I made it the correct size. And here I'm just going in over the holes that I made and just making sure that they're big enough, and just getting out any last bit that was left in there that needed to come out, just so everything would fit perfectly. But this is kind of what it looks like with all the holes drilled into it. And then here I'm just taking all my switches that I have and just getting them all inserted in and tightened down into the correct spots that I wanted. Just, you know, basic stuff right here. So this is what it looks like at the back, and this is what the switch panel looks like in the front, with all the switches placed into their positions. So I arranged it in the order I wanted, and yeah, this is how it turned out. I like the way it looks. It's very simple and basic. And this is the USB encoder I used. This is a zero delay joystick USB encoder. It was super cheap. I believe it was $9.99. That's what it was, $9.99 off Amazon. It had 12 ports that you can plug in. It comes with all the connector wires that you see right here. It's a 2-pin connector, and it came with the USB cable that you plug into the encoder, and then you can plug that into your PC or laptop, whatever you're using. And then you just take the ends and you just plug them into the switches like that. I just plugged them all in. These are the mini switches that I had. And then I will show you what it looks like when you plug them into the 3-way switch. So now I got all the switches plugged in, and this is how you go about plugging in the 3-way switch into the 2-pin. As you see, this is a 3-way switch right here. I just drew this up. So the right pin right there will go to one of the connectors plus the blue, but what you'll have to do is cut off one of the wires on the 2-pin connector, and you'll have to connect 2 of them to that 1 pin in the middle, and then each one of those 2 pins will go to one of the placements, one of the buttons on the board. So you will technically be using 2 buttons on the board to connect the 3-way switch, so you can have on, off, on. But like I said, the middle pin will go to 2 of those buttons, and then the right outside pin will go to one of the buttons, and the left outside pin will go to the other button. And here I'm just connecting all the all the pins into the board and getting it all set up. So once I got them all connected, I went ahead and measured the top of my HOTAS clamp mount so I can go ahead and tighten it down to that, or fasten it down to the top of it, because it has 2 slots. So I measured the distance and then I drilled out the holes for the M6 nut and bolt, because that is what's going to tighten down onto the top of that HOTAS mount. So as you see right there, I just drilled the 2 holes to the bottom of it, and then I went ahead and put my M6 bolts through, and then I will attach the nut to it, and then as you see in the next clip, it'll be mounted down on top of the HOTAS mount. So right here, as you see, this is how I tighten it down. It has these little tracks right there, so the M6 nut just slid right in, and then I just tightened it down with Allen key, and it was really sturdy, which I like. That's a nice little addition to this little desktop HOTAS mount that I have. And then right here, I just went ahead and stuck in the board, and I used some electrical tape and just taped it down inside of the board. And I also forgot to mention, I did drill a hole on the outside, on the side, so I can slide the USB cable through there. If I had a rubber grommet, I will get, if I can find one, I'll get one, and probably use a little rubber grommet to make it nice and sealed and tight in there. And then I just tightened down the faceplate, and that's pretty much it. And right here in this clip, this is just basically going over and showing you how all the switches work. So first thing I'm going to do is look at the battery switch right there on the right. That's what I'm going to use for my battery switch, and then the right switch on the right side is going to flip on the battery switch, which it just did, and it made everything turn on, which is nice. The next is the APU switch, so that's my bottom left switch. I'm going to go ahead and label all my switches also. So the APU switch is right there on the bottom left. Flip that up and started the APU. And then as we sit here and wait for the green light, the next switch is going to be my engine crank switch, which is the bottom switch, the large bottom switch that you see right there. It's a 3-position switch, so it's got the right engine off and left engine. So right there, I flip the right engine on, and it is building up pressure, as you see with the mouse right there. Once it gets to around 16, that's when you move your throttle into idle, which I have a button mounted on my HOTAS for that. And it's going to go ahead and fully power that right engine up. So this is what you would do when you're starting your plane or your F-18, so you can get all your electronics going, your MFDs and stuff like that. So as that's building up, the next one I'm going to do is be going to the left crank right there. So I go ahead and put it back into the off position, and then I crank it left right there. So it's a three-way switch, so it's left, off, right. And as you see right there at the top, it is building up the pressure, which everything seems to be working good. It's what I like to see. And then go ahead and move the throttle into idle and let it build up. So right here, I just put it back into the off position, which is the middle position, and everything's still working nicely. Right here, now I'm going to go ahead and do the launch bar. It's down for extend, and I'm going to raise it up, and down for extend, and up for whatever that position is. After that, these are my flaps, so it's attached to this 3-way switch. So I got auto, half, and full, and it cycles through whichever one you want, which is really nice. It's going to be nice when I'm in VR, so I don't have to keep looking down there and moving my mouse. I could just flip the switch. Here, this is for my anti-skid that you saw. This is for my landing taxi lights. So I am going to move some of the switches around because they're not in the place I want it to be. The top left switch on my button box, I messed up, so I'm going to have to replace that switch. And this is for landing carrier bypass. This is for my hook right here, as you see. So it's backwards right here. So down makes the hook go up makes the hook go down. So all I have to do is spin the switch around. So then down will go down and up will go up. And here is my landing gear. It's a top switch right there, just to make everything easier. I wanted everything to be like how it was on the left side panel, so landing gear was at the very top and then go down the list. So as you see, the landing gear is working. Up goes, makes the landing gear go up, down makes the landing gear go down. And here inside the cockpit you could see what it looks like too. Down makes the landing gear go down. And once the light goes out, it extinguishes. Then I can flip it up. So now landing gear up, switch goes up, landing gear goes up. So everything's working as it should. I hope you really like this video. I hope it showed you how easy it is to create a simple button box that you don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on. This was under $40. This was about $37 total for everything. So yeah, if you liked it, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. Peace.